The Silent Strike. Commander Isabel Reyes stood at the observation deck of the Terran Defense Station Artemis, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display showing Earth's Pacific sector. The massive underwater anomalies had been easy to miss at first. The Catharians had made sure of that. Their biomimetic technology allowed their harvesting ships to blend perfectly with Earth's marine ecosystem, appearing as nothing more than migrating whale pods to conventional sensors. But they hadn't counted on human intuition. "Commander," Lieutenant Patel's voice carried across the command center. "The deep-sea thermal imaging confirms it. We're looking at 37 cloaked Catharian vessels spread across the Pacific Ring of Fire. They're not just studying our geology. They're extracting something." Reyes nodded slowly, her jaw tightening. For 3 years, the Galactic Confederation had dismissed Earth's complaints about unauthorized activities in their waters. The Catharians, with their supposed technological superiority, had smugly denied everything. Their ambassador, Verlac, had even suggested that humans were too primitive to properly monitor their own oceans. "Show me the mineral analysis," Reyes commanded, and a new set of data streams materialized before her. The results made her blood run cold. The Catharians weren't just taking random samples. They were systematically harvesting rare Earth elements crucial for quantum computing. Elements that, according to galactic law, belonged exclusively to Earth. "Get me Admiral Hassan," she ordered, her voice steady despite the anger building inside her. The Admiral's hologram appeared moments later, his weathered face grave as Reyes shared the findings. "This is exactly what we needed, Isabel," Hassan said after reviewing the data. "Operation GhostNet is ready. We've been waiting for concrete proof of their violations." Reyes allowed herself a small smile. For 5 years, while Earth played the role of an obedient junior member of the Galactic Confederation, they had been preparing. Hidden facilities on Mars and beneath the lunar surface had been manufacturing weapons that combined human ingenuity with reversed-engineered alien technology. The Catharians thought their biomimetic cloaking was unbeatable. They were about to learn otherwise. "Begin the operation," Hassan commanded. "Show them why you don't underestimate humans." The next 12 hours were a symphony of precision and patience. Earth's newly developed quantum phase satellites silently moved into position, their presence masked by technology that even the Catharians couldn't detect. Deep beneath the waves, autonomous hunter-killer drones disguised as marine life took up strategic positions around each Catharian vessel. Reyes watched the countdown timer, remembering all the condescending speeches she'd endured at Confederation meetings. The subtle mockery, the dismissal of human capabilities, the constant reminder that Earth was lucky to be accepted into galactic society at all. At precisely 300 hours UTC, Operation GhostNet began. The quantum phase satellites activated simultaneously, creating a subspace barrier that cut off the Catharian vessels from their main fleet. At the same time, the hunter-killer drones shed their biological camouflage and attached themselves to the hulls of the alien ships, broadcasting a signal that disrupted their cloaking technology. "All targets exposed," Lieutenant Patel announced, his voice tight with excitement. "Their communications are blocked. They're completely isolated." Reyes opened a channel to all 37 vessels. "Attention Catharian vessels. This is Commander Isabel Reyes of the Terran Defense Force. You are in violation of multiple Confederation treaties and Earth sovereign territory. Power down your systems immediately." The response was predictable. The Catharian ships attempted to flee. But Earth had planned for this too. The hunter-killer drones activated their secondary systems, releasing a carefully engineered electromagnetic pulse that disabled the aliens' engines without harming their life support. Within minutes, the mighty Catharian harvest fleet was dead in the water, their supposedly superior technology rendered useless by human ingenuity. "Send in the containment teams," Reyes ordered, "and prepare a message for the Confederation Council. Include all our evidence, and make sure to mention that we expect full reparations for the theft of our resources. As she watched Earth's ships emerge from hidden underwater bases to secure the Catharian vessels, Reyes felt a fierce pride. Humanity had been patient, had played the long game, had allowed their enemies to underestimate them. And now, that patience had paid off. "Admiral," she called, "should we expect retaliation from the Catharian Empire?" Hassan's hologram smiled grimly. "Oh, they'll try. But thanks to Project Sentinel, we're ready for them. The quantum defense grid goes online next week. Let them come. They'll find out that humanity isn't the primitive species they thought we were." As the first reports of successful boarding operations came in, Reyes thought about how this would change everything. Earth wasn't just fighting back. They were announcing their arrival as a major galactic power. The Catharians, the Confederation, and every other alien race that had looked down on humanity were about to learn a crucial lesson. Never underestimate a species that had survived its own violent history to reach the stars. The real question wasn't whether Earth would face retaliation. It was whether the galaxy was ready for humanity to show its true strength. Project Nightshade. The Catharian ambassador's face flickered with barely contained rage as he addressed the emergency session of the Confederation Council. His typically silvery scales had darkened to a stormy gray, a clear sign of agitation among his species. "This is an outrage." Verlac's translator struggled to keep up with his rapid clicks and whistles. "The detention of our research vessels is a direct act of aggression. We demand their immediate release." Director Jason Park of Earth's Diplomatic Corps stood calmly at the podium, a stark contrast to the ambassador's emotional display. The subtle smile playing at the corners of his mouth suggested he had been waiting for this moment. "Research vessels." Park's voice carried easily through the vast chamber. With a gesture, he activated the central holographic display. Perhaps the honorable ambassador would care to explain why research vessels were carrying industrial-grade mineral extractors, or why they were operating under military-grade cloaking systems. The evidence was damning. Three-dimensional images showed the sophisticated harvesting equipment found aboard the Catharian ships. Mining logs revealed years of systematic theft. Resource manifests documented the transfer of billions of credits worth of Earth's rare elements to Catharian worlds. "This is clearly fabricated." Verlac protested, but his scales darkened further. "Earth doesn't possess the technology to detect research vessels of our caliber." "Ah," Park's smile widened slightly. "That brings us to the real question, doesn't it? What else might Earth possess that you don't know about?" The chamber's massive doors slid open with perfect timing. Director Naomi Rodriguez of Earth's Advanced Technologies Division strode in, followed by a team of engineers. The confidence in her walk suggested someone about to play their winning hand. "Distinguished council members," Rodriguez began, her voice carrying the weight of authority earned through decades of secret research. "For too long, Earth has been dismissed as a technological backwater. We've been denied access to advanced technology trades, restricted from participating in scientific exchanges, and treated as little more than a convenient resource deposit." She activated her own holographic display. The image that appeared caused several council members to lean forward in their seats. It showed a device that seemed to bend reality around itself, a perfect sphere of swirling energy and impossible geometries. "This is the quantum fold core," Rodriguez announced, "Earth's answer to dimensional engineering. While the Confederation restricted our access to traditional FTL technology, we developed something better. Our ships don't just move through space, they fold it." The display shifted to show footage from the operation against the Catharian vessels. Earth's hunter-killer drones seemed to appear from nowhere, bypassing advanced shields as if they didn't exist. The quantum phase satellites created barriers in space that shouldn't have been possible according to known physics. "Impossible." A Drachnid representative stood up, their crystalline form refracting light in patterns of distress. "These technologies are beyond your civilization's development stage." "Are they?" Rodriguez challenged. "Or did you simply assume we would develop along the same technological path as your species? Humanity has always excelled at finding unexpected solutions. When you denied us access to your technology, we created our own. The display changed again, showing massive facilities hidden beneath the lunar surface and deep within Mars' Valles Marineris. Production centers that had been operating for years, developing technologies that combined Earth's unique approach to physics with reversed-engineered alien principles. Project Nightshade, Rodriguez continued, represents humanity's response to being underestimated. We've developed deflector shields that don't just block energy. They'd redirect it. We've created weapons that target the quantum structure of space itself. And we've done it all while you thought we were struggling to understand basic antimatter containment. The council chamber erupted in chaos. Representatives from dozens of species began talking at once, some demanding verification, others calling for immediate sanctions against Earth. Through it all, Director Park maintained his calm smile. "We're not here to threaten anyone," he assured the council. "Earth desires peaceful cooperation, but as equals, not subordinates. The quantum-fold technology alone could revolutionize galactic transportation. We're prepared to share it, along with other advancements, under fair trade agreements." Verlac's scales had almost turned black. "And if we refuse, if we decide Earth's uncontrolled technological development represents a threat to galactic stability, then you should review the final part of our presentation," Rodriguez said quietly. She activated one last holographic display, showing a network of quantum-fold satellites encircling the solar system. Earth's defense grid is already operational. Any hostile fleet entering our space will find itself folded into a pocket dimension of our choosing. The implications weren't lost on anyone in the chamber. Earth wasn't just announcing its technological advancement. It was declaring its ability to defend itself against the combined might of the Confederation if necessary. "The choice is yours," Park concluded. "Continue treating Earth as a primitive world to be exploited, or embrace us as partners in building a better galaxy. Either way, the era of human submission is over." As the council descended into heated debate, Rodriguez shared a knowing look with Park. Phase 2 of humanity's emergence was complete. Now came the interesting part, seeing how the galaxy's powers would adapt to the new reality that humanity wasn't just reaching for the stars. They were ready to reshape them. The Counter-Alliance. The Lyrian ambassador's bioluminescent patterns pulsed with anxiety as she hurried through the darkened corridors of Earth's Geneva complex. Behind her, two more figures moved silently, representatives from the Centauri Collective and the Vega Confederation. None of them were supposed to be here, meeting with humans in secret. Ambassador Lyra Tizon reached the designated conference room first, her translucent skin casting soft blue light against the walls. Inside, Fleet Admiral Marcus Santos waited with Director Park, their expressions unreadable. "You've started a war you can't win," Tizon said without preamble, her translator converting her harmonic speech to English. "The Catharian Empire has allied with the Drachnid hegemony. They're gathering a fleet unlike anything seen since the Spiral Arm conflicts." Santos exchanged a knowing look with Park. "We expected this. The question is, why are you here, Ambassador?" The Centauri representative, a tall humanoid figure named Rax, stepped forward. His crystalline exoskeleton caught the room's dim light. "Because we've watched. We've analyzed. Your quantum-fold technology isn't just an advancement. It's a paradigm shift. The old powers fear it because they can't control it. And because they can't steal it," added the vegan delegate, Zorax, their multiple eyes blinking in sequence. "We've seen how they treated Earth, how they treat any emerging civilization that threatens their dominance." Director Park activated a holographic display showing the current political landscape of the galaxy. Red markers indicated the growing coalition against Earth, nearly 30 species aligning with the Catharian Drachnid Alliance. "They call us a threat to galactic stability," Park said quietly. "In truth, they fear what we represent, innovation outside their control. But I suspect that's not why you risked coming here." Tizon's bioluminescence shifted to a deeper blue. "The Lyrian Concordat has long opposed the technological stranglehold of the dominant powers. We've watched Earth's progress with great interest. Your species, you think differently. You solve problems in ways we never considered. The Centauri Collective shares this assessment. Rax added, while they tried to suppress you, you developed technologies that shouldn't be possible according to their scientific models. Yet they work. Admiral Santos smiled for the first time. Because we questioned everything. When they said faster-than-light travel required massive energy expenditure, we asked why not fold space instead. When they claimed their shields were impenetrable, we developed weapons that ignored shields entirely by targeting space itself. Precisely, Zorax chittered excitedly. The Vega Confederation has suffered under their trade restrictions for centuries. We propose an alliance, not just diplomatic, but technological. Your quantum fold principles combined with Lyrian bioengineering, Centauri crystal computing, and vegan energy manipulation could change everything. Park finished. He pressed a button, and a hidden door opened. Director Rodriguez entered, carrying what looked like a small crystal sphere filled with swirling energy. "We hoped you would come," Rodriguez said, placing the device on the table. "This is a prototype of our next-generation quantum fold core. It works, but it's inefficient. With Lyrian biointerfaces, Centauri crystal matrices, and vegan energy focusing." Tizen's skin rippled with patterns of excitement. "You were waiting for us. You knew we would see the opportunity." "Earth has never wanted war," Santos explained. "But we won't be subjugated. We believe there's room in the galaxy for multiple approaches to advancement, multiple paths to the future." The holographic display shifted, showing a new configuration of alliance markers. Earth, Lyria, the Centauri worlds, and the Vega systems formed a significant bloc, smaller than the opposition, but strategically positioned. "They have numbers," Rax observed. "Over 3,000 capital ships are gathering in the Catharian home system." Santos's smile turned predatory. "Numbers won't matter. While they've been gathering their fleet, we've been seeding quantum fold satellites throughout their approach vectors. If they come as enemies, they'll find that straight lines no longer lead where they expect." Besides, Rodriguez added, "We've been studying their tactical doctrines for years. They fight like empires, rigid, hierarchical, predictable. We fight like humans, adaptive, innovative, unconventional." Tizen's colors shifted to decisive patterns. "The Lyrian Concordat formally offers alliance. We can begin integrating our bioengineering with your quantum technology immediately." "The Centauri Collective stands with Earth," Rax declared. "Our crystal forge worlds are at your disposal." "The Vega Confederation joins this pact," Zorax added. "Our energy specialists are ready to begin collaboration." Park nodded slowly. "Then let's show the galaxy what real cooperation looks like. Not domination disguised as guidance, but true partnership in pushing the boundaries of what's possible." As the ambassadors began discussing specific technology exchanges, Admiral Santos stepped back to study the tactical display. The coming conflict would reshape the galaxy, not through the brute force the old powers relied on, but through the combination of different species' unique approaches to science and technology. They had tried to keep humanity down by limiting their access to standard technologies. Instead, they had forced humans to think differently, to find new paths, to question every assumption. Now that innovation would be multiplied by alliance with species who had also chafed under the old order's restrictions. The galaxy was about to learn that suppressing advancement didn't prevent it. It just ensured that when it finally emerged, it would be revolutionary rather than evolutionary, and humanity would lead that revolution. Turning point. The massive holographic display in Earth Defense Command showed thousands of enemy vessels emerging from hyperspace. The combined Catharian Drachnid fleet stretched across multiple star systems, their numbers blocking out the light of distant stars. Fleet Admiral Santos stood at the command center of the TS of Prometheus, Earth's first quantum fold dreadnought. The ship's crystalline bridge, a product of Centauri engineering, hummed with vegan energy conduits, while Lyrian bioneural interfaces process data faster than traditional computers ever could. They're following exactly the attack pattern we predicted, Strategic Director Winters reported, her hands dancing over holographic controls. Pride makes them predictable. The enemy fleet had divided into 3 massive battle groups, each aimed at a different sector of Earth-allied space. They expected to overwhelm Earth's defenses through sheer numbers and brute force. Quantum fold network status, Santos asked. All satellites are in position and cloaked. Rodriguez responded from her station on Luna Base. The entire approach vector is prepared for Operation Labyrinth. Santos allowed himself a grim smile. Send the final warning. The message was broadcast across all frequencies. This is your last opportunity to withdraw. Earth and its allies have no desire for war, but we will defend ourselves. The response came immediately. A barrage of energy weapons fire that lit up space like artificial stars. The enemy fleet pressed forward, confident in their overwhelming numbers. They never did learn to question their assumptions, Santos said quietly. Execute Operation Labyrinth. Across vast stretches of space, thousands of quantum-fold satellites activated simultaneously. Space itself began to twist and fold, creating a maze of altered spatial geometry. The enemy fleet, moving at full speed, found their carefully planned formations torn apart as ships emerged from fold space at random points. Multiple collisions in the enemy fleet, Winters reported with clinical detachment. Their formation is breaking down. The Allied fleet struck then. Earth vessels, using their advanced quantum fold drives, appeared seemingly from nowhere, their weapons targeting command ships with surgical precision. Lyrian biotechnology allowed them to adapt to enemy attack patterns in real time, while Centauri crystal matrices provided perfect targeting solutions. The space around Earth became a chaos of light and energy as the greatest fleet battle in galactic history devolved into exactly the kind of chaotic, unconventional warfare that humanity excelled at. Part 5. New Dawn. The aftermath of the battle would be studied for centuries to come. The mighty combined fleet of the old powers lay in ruins, not through superior numbers or firepower, but through the application of revolutionary technology and tactics they had never considered possible. 1 month later, the Galactic Concordat was signed in the same Geneva complex where the Alliance had first formed. Representatives from every spacefaring civilization gathered to establish a new order, one based on cooperation and innovation rather than suppression and control. Director Park stood at the podium, addressing the assembled delegates. Today marks not just the end of a conflict, but the beginning of a new approach to galactic civilization. No longer will advancement be controlled by a select few. No longer will emerging civilizations be suppressed to maintain the status quo. The quantum fold technology that had won the war was now being adapted for peaceful purposes. Combined with Lyrian bioengineering, it revolutionized medicine. Merged with Centauri crystal computing, it transformed information processing. Enhanced by vegan energy manipulation, it solved power generation challenges that had plagued civilization for millennia. We never wanted to prove our superiority, Park continued. We wanted to prove that different approaches to science and technology should be celebrated, not suppressed. That innovation comes not from control, but from cooperation. Admiral Santos watched from the sidelines as representatives signed the new accords. The Catharians, their pride humbled but their civilization intact, agreed to fair resource-sharing treaties. The Drachnid hegemony, after centuries of rigid adherence to technological orthodoxy, began allowing its scientists to explore alternative theories. Was it worth it? Rodriguez asked, standing beside him. All the years of hiding our achievements, letting them think we were primitive. Santos thought about the countless hours spent in secret research facilities, the decades of careful planning, the patience it had taken to wait for the right moment. Look at them, he said, gesturing to where Lyrian scientists were eagerly discussing bioquantum interfaces with Earth engineers, while Centauri crystal shapers collaborated with vegan energy masters on new technologies. We didn't just win a war. We changed how the galaxy thinks about progress. The final section of the Concordat was revolutionary, a guarantee that every civilization, no matter how young, would have the right to develop its own path to the stars. Earth would lead the new Galactic Science Council, not through authority, but through its proven ability to bridge different scientific philosophies and technologies. As the ceremony concluded, the assembled delegates watched a demonstration of the latest quantum fold technology. A massive ship, built through the combined efforts of all allied species, folded space in a new way, creating a stable wormhole that would allow exploration of previously unreachable galaxies. Now we all go forward together, Rodriguez finished, into a future where no one gets to decide that their way is the only way. The wormhole pulsed with brilliant light, a gateway to unexplored space and unlimited potential. Humanity had not just earned its place among the stars. It had changed how the galaxy itself thought about progress, innovation, and the true meaning of civilization. The age of suppression was over. The age of endless possibility had begun.